How's it going, everyone? Tightknock here, and today I'm going to show you the resume that got me my first full-time software engineering entry-level position after graduating college. So let's go ahead and jump right into it. So let's go ahead and jump here into the resume. I got it pulled up on screen here. So you're going to see that some of the information is redacted out. This is just for privacy, both myself and some other titles and some other coworkers I've had that are indirectly referenced on here. And the other thing too is you can follow this template if you want for your own resume. Just be sure to make it your own. That way it is not someone else's resume or your friend's resume. It is your resume, as this is supposed to represent you and your skills up to this point in your career. The other thing too that you're going to notice is that this template is very similar to that of my intern video that I had for what got me internship offers at Major League Baseball and Target. I'll go ahead and put a card up there in the top corner so that way you can watch that video too if you'd like. So we can go ahead and jump right here into education. I went to the University of Minnesota Twin Cities studying to get a degree in computer science, a Bachelor of Science in Computer Science. And you can see here that I've just gone ahead and listed that here up at the top. I will, the GPA is redacted out again for my privacy, but I will say it was in the upwards of the 3.5 plus area there. That way you have an idea of what to expect when trying to get your first full-time job. Scrolling down here, you can see that we have the experience listed here, and there are two major experiences that I've listed. At the time I currently had, when I was applying, I was the director of content for the esports at the University of Minnesota, where I was able to utilize my computer science skills into a variety of projects, which included but is not limited to using the Unreal Engine, using React, HTML, CSS, which is finding a way to utilize my computer science and software engineering skills into a club that I could directly reflect on my resume, and then wording that to make sure that it is able to come across to any humans or HR or any recruiters that are reading this resume that I understand the skills, and I am not only just understand it, I have a wide array of them. The next thing you'll notice here is that I listed then my internship position that I had with Major League Baseball. And any position you have that is technical, you will most definitely want to display that on a resume. I would recommend, if you have multiple, you take a look at what the job that you are applying to is what is the criteria there. So if they are looking for more of a front-end developer, try to find an experience that showed more of your front-end skill set. Same goes for back-end. If it's back-end, try to find a experience with back-end experience, and be sure to just list all that tech stack there as well. That way you are able to prove that you know what you're doing and how you effectively contributed to that organization. Another thing to touch on here with the experiences is you really want to try to make this the meat of your resume, as experiences are going to be employment history or some sort of record that you can always go from employer to employer and say, I worked with this company and this is what I did while on the job. Your bullet point should really be the job description, part of the job description that you did. And even then, if you did something above and beyond that wasn't in the job description, that's another great point to have here. What you can do to best prepare for this is just have a master resume where you just go ahead and list every little thing you worked on. This is also a reminder that when you are in an internship or on a job or an experience, you take note of everything that you did on a personal device. That way when you go to add it to your resume, you can just build that entire list of everything you did. That way you always will have something to write there when you are applying for a job and submitting that resume for that open position. And then the last section on the resume that I have, which shows both commitment to the field outside of the classroom and also outside of my experiences, is projects. Projects are a great way to find those little gaps in your skill set. Say that you have a lot of experience with full stack development, but not so much with data science, then projects would be a great way to say, hey, I do both. I had this full stack experience, but then I also did something with data science there that you can list here under projects. This can be also something that you do in class, in a college class, as long as you have a direct link to the code or the project that you built. So like you see here on the first one, this is the Strelka scanner. It's the same Strelka scanner that was on my intern resume, where it is the open source Target library or GitHub repo that allows you to look for embedded messages or corrupted files inside of another file. That way you can be sure that your app is running safely and successfully. Again, this is open source. You can go ahead and check it out if you want. But again, I did work on this for a college class, and I was able to add that onto my resume, especially with me ended up getting an offer from Target. It was a great way to show that I've already had experience interacting with some members of the company, and I was able to put that on my resume to help me stand out a little bit more. Then you'll notice here the other project that I really had that I was really proud of and wanted to show more of that, again, that diverse tech stack, is the video game that I was working on called Dystopian Defier. I'll go ahead and put a link to that. I believe it is still in active development and being updated by some other members of the University of Minnesota Video Game Development Club. But again, it's another project that I was able to show that it has more of that unique skill set where it was 3D mathematics, Unity, C#, kind of that game design, gameplay programming skill set there that you need there. Again, it just is just something there that shows a commitment to learning and a drive to want to still produce projects that showcase my skills and my knowledge outside the classroom. So again, you really can't go wrong with your project section. If I were you as well, if you notice that the job you're looking for wants to see a history of projects that you have or your portfolio, you can list some of that here under projects, but really then target the ones that are fitting the most to that job description. Again, the big thing with applying to jobs is that job description. You need to make sure you read it and understand it and structure your resume around that. It's very unlikely, if you are really trying to go after for a good job, you want to have a unique resume per opening that you are applying for and per application you submit. That way the resume is unique specifically to that position. That way it has all the bullet points that they are looking for and will hopefully get you at least to an interview part or a code exam or something during that process. And just like that, that is the full resume. So again, my advice to you is that even if you don't plan on applying, but there are companies that interest you, or right now you say, hey, I eventually want to end up here, look up those job openings, and that way you can determine what skill set they are looking for, and that way you can work on projects in your spare time to go ahead and expand your resume. That way when you eventually look to apply or transfer into that job, if they have one that opens up again, you already are ahead of your competition. And that way you can have that ready and handy for your resume, and also you will have a tangible project to go ahead and show. Again, there's just so much preparation that you can do, whether you are a freshman in college or right on the verge of graduation or already in the field and want to transfer into another job. There's just so much you can do, and trust me, it does pay off. Otherwise then, this is going to conclude this video. I know it was a little bit shorter, but there was a decent amount of overlap with this resume and the resume that I submitted for my internship that got me the offers from Target and MLB. So again, do this, take that time to go through the preparation, and I promise you it will pay off. Just trust me on that. So otherwise then, if you have any questions, please feel free to leave them in the comment section down below. If you enjoyed this content, please be sure to leave a like on the video and subscribe to my channel if you are new, as it always helps me out. Until then, my name is Titanhawk17, wishing you all a fantastic rest of your day, wherever you may be.